Thanks everyone for joining. John here, software engineer with 10 years of experience. I'm the lead maintainer of Latterly.io, an open source educational platform to help you learn to code and land your first or next programming role and also social network. We've built a custom GPT, and in the last stream, I tried to attach a knowledge file, and OpenAI was having a technical issue attaching files. As you can see, today that problem was solved. So in this stream, we're just going to do some evaluation, comparative evaluation. KB, how's it going? Thanks for joining so quickly. Throw some likes on the video so the algorithm will send it around. And we're just going to open up this Latterly custom GPT. You should be able to find that on the store. Let's open up a new session. Explore GPTs. Latterly custom GPT. You can see here it comes right up. And let's start with these 4 questions here. Drop a comment in the chat if there is a particular question that you would like me to ask. What are we working on? We're testing a custom GPT that we built. John Janosovacs, how's it going? Thanks for being here. So the idea of this custom GPT is that if a mentor is unavailable, you will have a 24/7 support option. That's the idea here. How do you build your own GPT? Well, you can go back on YouTube, and this series has all been recorded. You probably want to check out part 1. The current part is part 3. But the long and short of it is that you will go to this create button right here. And then there's some sections to fill out, instructions, attaching your own data, and then adding these sort of baseline conversational prompts. Thanks for the likes. Okay, so which language is best when learning to code? Let's see the answer to that. Thank you. Very welcome, Tamer. Searching my knowledge. We can see it's doing the thing. And that was pretty quick. The best language for learning to code, according to knowledge from Latterly, is JavaScript, especially when combined with the React framework. That's right. Now, is there any mention about TypeScript? There's not. Okay. Well, ideally, you start with JavaScript and upgrade to TypeScript. Disagree so hard. What do you disagree about? Let's see, there were some other questions there. I think one of them was portfolio pieces. What sort of projects should I include in my portfolio? I'm going to keep them all in the same thread. TS decompiles into JS. Yeah, sure, that's true. Where's the disagreement? Are you saying you should go straight to TS and just skip JS and go straight to TS? GTP can code for you in Python, can't it? Well, it's GPT, not GTP. And yeah, it can write code. Learn C# or Java. What would be the reason? So first of all, those are 2 languages, right? So you want to pick one. You don't want to give the student 2 options. They'll just ask you which one is better. So which one of those would you prefer and why? By the way, Java, you don't want to be a full stack Java programmer. Like the old version of RuneScape where there was a client Java applet was probably the most recent cool full stack Java project. How's it going, Joel? Quick reminder, if you're on TikTok, and we've got over 20 people on TikTok, you can go to YouTube or Twitch, link is in my bio, and see the full screen. When building your portfolio, it's important to include projects that demonstrate your skills, growth, and passion for coding. Absolutely. Build something you would personally use, for instance, a blog, a flashcard app, and a portfolio app. Yes. Yes, this is the advice I would give. Now let's contrast this with a blank GPT-4. Okay, so I'll close this. Here we'll pivot to, how do I do? Yeah, ChatGPT, GPT-4. Okay, here we're asking GPT-4. You can see in the upper left it says GPT-4. Creating a portfolio. Yeah, and you can see it's all over the map because it doesn't even know that we're talking about programming, does it? But let's say we zoom into the for developers. Coding projects, a mix of projects from simple scripts to complex applications. That's not helpful or specific advice. Contributions to open source, that's a good one. Technical challenges. I'm not aware that employers care about that. It will be good practice for you, but I'm not aware that they actually care about that being in your portfolio. Apps or software you create out of personal interest. That is cool, but again, it's not specific. And then documentation. Cool, but not a big deal. The language you pick isn't really that important because most programming fundamentals transfer IMO. It depends where you're going. A lot of things don't transfer, right? Like the document API is specific to browsers, that doesn't really transfer. If you're going to big tech, you're right that mostly they care if you know your abstract data structures and algorithms, but most people don't work in big tech. So tier 2 and tier 3 companies having concrete skills that are directly applicable to an ongoing project and Angular and React, whatever it is they're hiring for, is actually crucial. Can you give a roadmap to get into embedded software engineering? Let's see. Let's see what it does. Can you give a roadmap to get into embedded software engineering? Okay, so we'll ask GPT-4 and we'll compare that to the Latterly GPT. Thanks for the likes. So what is the point in this? Should we use a custom GPT? How do we go about creating or using one? 888, thanks for the follow. Really active chat. Thanks for being here, y'all. Over 40 people. If you go to my bio, YouTube and Twitch, I'm streaming to the full screen. Also, you can sign up for free at latterly.io. This is the reason we are building the custom GPT, is to update our chatbot. Available on the free tier. Check it out now. What is the difference between software engineering and embedded software engineering? Well, the difference is whether or not you're working on an embedded device, right? Oh, okay, we can ask the thing to see what it says. Please agree to my camera request. Nope, not today. Not today. We're trying to keep this one concise. Okay, so the ordinary GPT recommends a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, computer science, or related field. Microprocessors, embedded systems, operating systems. Cool. Saying you should learn C, C++, and Python. That's a lot, isn't it? Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and so forth. And certification. It's good advice, frankly. The ordinary GPT-4 gives good advice here. Let's see what mine does. Mine's probably terrible because I suggest that you don't do embedded software. So it's going to take you back to C, C++. Seems to be skipping Python. Did it? Yeah, okay. So maybe it's sort of substituting JavaScript in for Python if you go the laterally way. I would have thought that they might mention React Native because you can embed React, actually. Why don't you suggest embedded? I am interested because I enjoy hardware as well as programming. If you're interested, do it. But in general, there are fewer jobs and they're harder to get and they don't pay as well. Close some tabs. Okay. Are the tabs bothering you? Isn't Python mainly for pipelines? I don't know of any data that compares. We can look at Indeed.com real quick. I think the answer is no. Python, let's look for Python pipeline. And I think this is going to be a small number. So 142 versus just Python, which is like 63,000. Yeah. Maybe by pipeline, you're referring to data engineering. So data engineering, again, will be a niche compared to just looking for data in general, including data science and data analysis. So data engineer, we see about 3,500. Data in general, which includes analysts and scientists, over 45,000. So it's not at all the case that Python is usually for pipelines. That's like a misunderstanding. Thanks for the follows. Do you have other recommendation for someone who wants to get into hardware and software both? Not really. No, I don't. I don't. Maybe he means CI/CD. Yeah, CI/CD is going to be a smaller niche compared to pipelines in general, because at least with the abstract term pipeline, you could refer to DevOps, CI/CD, or data pipelines. So that or operation would create a superset. But even that superset is a rather small niche. I have a degree in business AAS, but I can't find any jobs. I don't know what business AAS means. Lots of jobs out there, y'all. Check out laterally.io. We're going to be suggesting tech jobs and like programming. So it is possible to get a business degree and then get a programming role, but that's not the typical thing you do, right? Okay, so what have we seen so far? Let's do another question. The custom GPT seems to be adhering well. It seems to be adhering well is what we're seeing so far. How can I identify a high quality coding bootcamp? This will be good. How can I identify a high quality coding bootcamp? So it should mention the prestige rule, 400 reviews or more, 4.25 or higher course report. And let's compare that to ordinary GPT. This will be our final test between these two, then we'll go over to Claude. Web dev can absolutely be challenging. Yep, I agree. I attended a coding bootcamp 6 months ago with no job yet. Hey, you should check out laterally.io and you should book a call with me. We can get that solved. How can I get a job at Blue Cross Blue Shield as a COBOL developer? Okay, we'll do that just for fun. Do you know that I used to work at Blue Cross Blue Shield? That's really funny. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not. Okay, here we go. 4.25 or higher on a 5-point scale, more than 400 reviews. Excellent job. Consider bootcamps offered by or associated with reputable organizations like Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and so on. These prestigious learning providers are known for their quality and highly regarded in the industry. Yes. Fortune 50 companies, to be specific. For American students, bootcamps like Springboard and Career Foundry are recommended. They also have job guarantees. Literally nailed it. My mom is a COBOL dev there. That is that is so awesome. Do Kaggle projects hinder a portfolio with custom projects, or should I only include cust projects? Kaggle projects are not a hindrance. Kaggle projects are not a hindrance. Now, that's not going to benefit you as a software engineer at all, right? I presume you're doing something in regard to data analysis or data science. Kaggle projects may not be super impressive, but they're not a hindrance, unless you mean in terms of the opportunity cost of your time. All right, let's see what the ordinary GPT-4 says. The ordinary GPT-4 says, ensure the curriculum is up to date. How would you do that as a student, right? You have no idea if it's up to date. I was talking to one of my students today, and basically we were talking about the same issue. They were looking at another course. And I said, sure, taking 2 courses is fine if you have the time and the resources. They're teaching React. I'm also teaching React. The question is, how are they teaching React? And is it up to date? Well, the student has no idea, right? The student has absolutely no idea. Victor says, what are we comparing? We are comparing the results of asking career questions to GPT-4 versus the Latterly Custom GPT, which is available in the GPT store now. We're also going to momentarily check Claude. And so far, the custom GPT is crushing the competition. Instructor expertise. Research the instructor's backgrounds. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, but I think students typically don't do this. The easy thing to do is to go look at something transparent like this. Also, this will be much more reliable because rating at the bootcamp level is more stable than instructor ratings because bootcamps turn over instructors, right? Career services, it's a really big deal, but how do you know? The way you know is you know through the rating. That's how you know. The alumni thing is a really great point. There are other tactics for this. You can go over to LinkedIn and look for alumni. But the 400 plus reviews is a volume correlate. So that will correlate with having a larger alumni network as well. Vera Cruz, what are you doing here? We are asking career development questions to the custom GPT for Latterly versus the ordinary GPT-4. Let me know if you have a question that you're interested in. Here, let's ask the Kaggle question. Actually, let's not. It won't matter because the Latterly curriculum doesn't deal with Kaggle. Ultimately, choose a bootcamp that feels right for you. I don't know about that. Trust your instincts. I don't know. Way to finish on a weak note. Syntax is on the student. What do you mean by that? Syntax is on the student. Like, how is the student going to learn it? What does that mean? Syntax is on the student. Scroll up. Okay. How far? Where are we going? Oh, in chat. Yeah, I read what you said, KB, but it still doesn't make any sense. An instructor, you should teach how to build software in Agile, Waterfall, etc. Yeah, that didn't clarify anything, KB. All right, so this is good. The result here, in my judgment, is that the Latterly Custom GPT beats GPT-4. Let's go compare to Claude. Express.org, hey, how's it going? So the Claude protocol is that you go to GitHub. First of all, this is a terrible user experience. So you have to go to GitHub and copy the context over manually. So here's the consolidated transcript. We will download the raw file. Go here, attach over here. Oh, and it gives us the max file size, doesn't it? 10 megabytes each. Here's the consolidated transcript. Message is 218% over the length limit. Try replacing the attached file with smaller excerpts. It's just not even worth it. I don't think users are even going to go through the trouble. Sorry, I have 6 junior devs under me, and I'm always trying to teach them how to build software, not how to code. Cool. So what should we ask? How do I identify a high quality coding bootcamp? It just won't work, right? Because the thing is too large. All right. Just for the sake of a test, I will split this thing into 3 chunks for now. But this already fails because the user experience is abysmal. Right? So we'll split this into 3 chunks. Copy, paste, paste. Okay, so we'll do 1, 2, 3. I thought Claude had a pretty large context window. It does, but apparently you cannot upload all of that context in one file. You have to split it into multiple files for whatever reason. Let's go down to the 7 range. Okay, I think this works. Something like this. That was a very rough cut. But let's see if I can attach these 3 files now. Hayden, thanks for the follow. That's bizarre. Yes, I agree. Not only is it bizarre, it's a very poor user experience, such that I'm sure laterally users will basically never use it. Message is 396% over the length limit. Try replacing with smaller excerpts. Okay. Do you pay for GPT-4? Yes, I do. I will attach 2 other files. Let me know when you are ready. Prompt is too long. I shortened it so that it didn't tell me that. Let's go to the tokenizer. I don't think this is too many tokens. Is it worth it? GPT-4? Absolutely yes. Absolutely worth it. Generating multiple choice questions. What do you mean? because of incorrect answer choices. Don't understand what you're saying. Tokenizer. Here's the tokenizer. Oops, try something shorter. Okay. So that is 11,000 tokens. I'm pretty sure Command A can select all. Yes, it sure can, but why would I do that? Okay, so here we've been able to find a chunk of 11,000 tokens. That's great. So I would need like 20 of these. This was awesome. This was a nice short confirmation that Claude support doesn't scale. For all the talk about Claude having a large context window, it's effectively unusable. There's too much of a user experience friction that laterally would be able to expect our users to go cut up these chunks and upload them. So you don't have to scroll through all that. Well, I do need to scroll through it because selecting all of it would not help me because I did not want to operate on the whole block of text. So selecting all of the text wouldn't have done any good, right? Okay. As much as I love Claude, its time has come to an end. Julia, thanks for the follow. So now we have this additional advantage that I can link directly to this pretty URL. So let me revert these transcript changes, discard these, Command Shift F, Command V, Enter. Here I find this location. And whereas previously we would open a new tab to the YouTube video, and I'll demo that for you briefly. So let me start up my local host. Looks like we're already rolling. So I will visit 3000. Here we are. And this is the Claude approach. I'm clicking this YouTube link, pause the video. But basically, it takes you to a video that explains how to use the Claude. Isn't this an awful user experience? I'm expecting the user to spend 4 minutes watching this, and then probably another at least 4 minutes proceeding to implement the instructions. Wait, what are you doing? Is this a demonstration of your services / product? New here. Kind of. This was an evaluation of a custom GPT, but it passed evaluation. So yes, it is now going to be a freely available tool, mind you. So if that's valuable to you, and it should be, like the video, follow the page, etc. Because we just demonstrated this thing is more powerful than GPT-4 regarding the task of interest, which is a major achievement. Okay, so we clicked the link, it took us to the YouTube, and now we will save about 10 minutes per use because we will simply take the user directly to ChatGPT now. Love it. That concludes today's stream. Thanks for being here. This will be deployed over the next few days. And yeah, I think this is a major success for Latterly.io. So go sign up. You can sign up for free. And the chat bot will be updated this week. It's a purpose-built GPT. Exactly. Do you know anything about MySQL? I do. Do you have a particular question? We're wrapping up the stream right now. Feel free to drop by the Discord. So here under the community tab, there's Discord. And yeah, why don't you come over there, Cubing Addict? Why don't you come over there and we can chat about code if you're interested. Thanks for being here. See you later.